studied science, trained as a lawyer, and ended up as an actor. And then he went on to become perhaps the most famous star in South India. How did he do it? Well, let's see if you find out as I introduce you to the one and only Mammootty. Welcome to the program. You know, although the world knows you as Mammootty, the name your parents originally gave you is very different, isn't it?
It is not actually Mammootty. Nobody called me Mammootty before I joined the college. My name is Mammootty. That's my grandfather's name I followed.
So Mammootty was the name that you gave yourself?
Mammootty, you know, you just you repeat very fast. Mammootty, Mammootty. That's all.
So Mammootty is your own.
It's not actually. It's not a screen name which I lately put. No, it is actually my pet name or a nickname, anything.
And the name that you prefer?
Now I am known as Mammootty.
Now you're the eldest of 6 children.
Yes.
Do your siblings look up to you, or do they gang up and tease you?
No, they are very proud of me, naturally. I have 2 brothers and 3 sisters. All my sisters are married and settled. One of my brother is an actor, small-time actor in television. He is trying to pick up. Another actor, both of them are producing television serials and all.
Now, I gather your dream of becoming an actor was born the day you saw your first film.
My first movie, I don't remember which year and when how old I was. I still remember the hero. I don't know who the hero was. Might be MGR or somebody. Was galloping on a horse to save the heroine, and he was wearing a tie also like you. And the tie was flying, like, you know, when you ride the horse, it flies. That is the image I have. That day I have decided I will become a hero like that. But I don't remember that I have done a role like that yet.
What was it that attracted you? The idea of riding a horse or riding away with the heroine?
No, I was a small kid, but see, I think the narcissist in me started growing then. Who started, you know, narcissist is actually who falls in love with his own image.
So you fell in love with yourself at that moment?
Might be.
Now, in fact, you got your first break in a movie very young. You were just out of school when you got a role in, and I'm probably going to mispronounce it, so forgive me, Anubhavangal
Palichagal. It's just after finishing my schooling. I was on my vacation. I just was trying to, as an enthusiast of movies, I went to watch a shooting happening. I just requested the director, Mr. Sethu Madhavan. He is a very famous director. Can you give me a chance to appear in this? Then he said, you come. I was supposed to run with a very popular comedian. Then I tried to act even then. Then he said, no, don't do it, don't. because I was very, very new to the sunlight and they were keeping very strong reflectors, being black and white films. And I could not open. I was keeping like this. And he said, don't act. He thought I was acting because the scene was a little emotional. Then when the film was released, I became a star in my village.
And it all literally happened by accident?
By accident.
If you hadn't asked him for a chance, you might never have become an actor.
No, see, that was, searching for a chance to appear in a film was continuous. If I was not able to ask him, I would have asked to the next director.
Sadly, though, although you became quite a local star with the film, your next film, Deva Lokam, never really got
Deva Lokam
finished.
After a long time.
And it never got finished after 3 days of shooting.
I finished that's in my last year of my law. I was called to act in a film, which was produced by Janashakti Films and directed by M.T. Vasudevan Nair. And that is still in the cans. It is not in Cannes, it's in the cans.
But why? What happened? What went wrong? Why did it not get finished?
Some problem, which I was not very aware of it.
So at this point, when the first movie happened and the second never happened, did you begin to despair? Were you getting disheartened?
No, without any delay, MTA called me again for his next film, which is called Vilkanunda Sopnangal, The Dreams for Sale.
And this one actually fulfilled your dreams?
I've started selling dreams now.
Did you realize when you were acting in that movie that this was going to change your career?
No. I was expecting a small role like henchman, yes boss kind of roles in, you know, second, third, fourth villain or something, because I was doing little negative role with a negative shade.
And when you discovered the actual role you had, were you surprised?
Because I was presented as a full-fledged hero, which the film was not a super hit, or even it is a flop actually. Another film called Mela, which was directed by K.G. George, one of the best directors we have in South. And an actor who was with me in Vilkanandu Supnangal called Srinivasan introduced me to Mr. George, and he gave me a good role, which I was, with all potentials of a hero. I was presented that way. I was supposed to sing. I was in a very adventurous kind of, he was playing a circus, motorbike chamber in the circus. So I was presented as a hero. And from there, people started giving me smaller roles. After 3 years, in 1983, a film called, film directed by Mr. Vishwambaran. Again, I was playing a lawyer in that film. That film clicked.
And then, in fact, the Mammootty legend was born.
I became a hero then. Even before, even the very first year of my career, 1981, I got the best supporting actor award from the government of Kerala. 1983, 84, 85, I got continuously best actor.
There came a point when, in fact, you got so many awards, getting awards must have become boring.
No. I love to be awarded.
You know, one of the directors that you've established a very close relationship with is the director Joshi. Many of your fans say that some of your best films have happened with him. And yet I gather that at the very first time when you were doing, I think, Ratri, the relationship...
Ratri. We had a small fight. I was very busy during that time because I was shooting day and night. One night we were shooting, and when he cried out action, I was asleep.
Fast asleep?
I was standing and sleeping.
And what did he say?
He said, pack up. When I got up, when I came to know that, I just went to his room and said, I'm sorry, and apologized to him. Now we are very close. No hassles.
So this great relationship could have ended with a little accident at the very beginning. Accidents have featured in your life quite regularly, haven't they?
It happens too.
You know, when one looks at the graph of your career, it's a steady line climbing upwards. But there is a period in 85, 86.
85, 86, I have a big decline.
Yes, what happened? What went wrong?
I think it was during my repetition of roles, which is a family man, businessman kind of, people started kind of aversion towards me to the roles which I was doing.
You mean you were repeating yourself and playing safe?
Safe. So from there I started reinventing me. I got a chance again with Mr. Joshi in New Delhi. That's the new start. Actually, I started as an actor from there only.
You said something very interesting. That's the point when you began reinventing yourself.
Reinventing means, see, as an actor you have been doing something, and you have to rewind and see what have you done. Then you can correct yourself and you can reinvent what again you can do, what else you can do, whatever you can do.
So every movie that Mammootty makes has to be not just different, but another challenge.
Another challenge. No, see, what I feel is, whenever I do a film, whenever I accept a film, and one of my very close directors, like Mr. Satyan Andikad, used to say, whenever you sign Mammootty, he will not let you sleep. He'll be asking about his role always. And like that, whenever I accept a film, I think and I believe that is my first film. And this is going to give me a chance. This is going to give me more me to act.
But isn't that difficult to have as an attitude? Because at the back of your mind is also the fact that you are now a superstar.
Yeah, superstardom is another responsibility to act also, act well, and you have to make your producer safe also. There are two kinds of responsibilities. As an actor, you have to be safe as an actor, and your producer also safe financially. So that is the double responsibility.
So looking back, that period, 85, 86, has actually been a very helpful period because
it was really, it was a bad period for me. And I thought I will not be picking up again.
You were desperate.
I was desperate.
You thought this was all finished.
And I was also humiliated badly. Though I am feeling little happy about it, but my experiences were very bad. People were underestimating me as an actor even. So that gave me a rebirth after.
Was it the sense of humiliation and the fact that people were underestimating you that really encouraged you?
Do that encourage you? I don't think, but
What I mean is, did you feel
It's again, you're born again from the ashes, like, yeah, like a phoenix.
But you saw this as a challenge to turn around and prove to the world, Mammootty is not finished. Mammootty
No, it
will
was
come
only
back.
a trial. It was only an attempt. That when you lose your confidence, you will only try to, you will only attempt.
How close,
and that attempt was successful.
How close to losing your confidence did you come during that period?
Losing, finding something else to do.
You really were thinking of something else?
I was thinking of something else.
You know, it's amazing. Looking back today, 2002, on your career, you've got 3 national awards, 5 Filmfare awards, 5 Kerala State awards.
And so many other awards, yeah, including Padma Shri.
And yet in 85, 86, you were thinking of giving up acting.
Yeah.
Life is strange, isn't it?
Life is strange.
Do you sometimes get surprised by your own success as an actor?
Yes, of course. I am not mentally prepared to believe where I am. So that I don't behave like a star. I don't feel like a star that I have this and I have that. But even when people won't believe that I am very lenient, I am very polite, I am humble, but people said I am jackheaded.
You're determined to just be a normal human being.
Yeah, I am very sincere to the profession, dedicated. I am passionate, I love, I am mad, I am crazy about acting.
Is that the secret of your success? The passion?
I don't say that, but I cannot find the secret, but I have the passion. I still feel, my urge to act in films, I urge to be an actor is not dying. I pray that it's not die. It should die with me.
So passion and a sense of self-fulfillment and ambition are the really important qualities.
Yes, you can say, I'm not ambitious, I'm greedy. You can use that word. I'm a greedy actor. Own my roles.
And are you satisfied? Or are you always hungry to do better?
I'm still hungry. Still hungry means emotionally hungry.
So has the world really seen the full potential of Mammootty, or is there still a lot more that you have?
I'm not worried about the world whether they are looking for a potential in me, but I am trying to find some potential in me.
Do you think you've shown the world all that you have, or is there still talent inside you that we haven't seen?
If I'm very happy that, if I'm very confident that people or world have seen my potential, I will not try again. I'm digging for the potential again.
And that digging is important.
Yes.
Mammootty, let's take a break. I want to come back in part 2 and talk about the acting talent that you keep digging to find within yourself. And I also want to talk a little bit more about yourself. We'll be back in a moment. Don't go away. Welcome back. My guest is the incredible Mammootty. Let's talk about your acting. You often say that you haven't been trained, but you've evolved as an actor. If you had been formally taught acting, would you have been a better actor?
I don't think if I was training is. I got trained during my profession. I have a training of 20 years now almost. That training might help me, but outside training like film institute or a drama school, you mean?
That sort of thing?
I don't think that. Unless you are a born actor, no training will help you to become an actor. That's what I feel. I don't know.
That passion that you talked about has to be there.
Dedication. They always say that an actor should have observation. I observe things, but it's not the observation. It is the inference. What you infer from your observation. That is what helps the actor to perform.
You know, audiences always comment on the intensity of your performances. Does this mean that an actor...
Intensity means, intensity actually comes from how much you take the character deep into you, or how much you go into the role. There the intensity, the quality, the rate of intensity will come.
But what I was going to ask you is, does this intense performance mean that when the director shouts action, you're all alone in front of the camera?
Not only me, every actor is. When the director say action, or even in the stage play, when the curtain raises, you are all alone. Even your co-artists those who are acting along with you, they are also in the same boat. There is nobody to help them. You have to decide what to say, what to express, and what kind of emotion, where to go, where to look. There is nobody to tell you.
And in the beginning, the first time it happened, or the first 10, 12 times, was it a frightening moment?
I was trembling inside and outside. But I was, to make, to impress the director, I was trying to be stiff and confident.
But your heart was beating very fast.
Very fast. Nearly 110, 120 heart rate, pulse rate.
So this is where self-belief and self-confidence comes in and makes the difference.
Yes.
You have to believe you can do it.
You have to, not only you have to believe that, you have to make others believe also that you can do it.
It's an interesting phrase you use, make others believe, because the other comment they make about your acting is that he becomes the characters he plays.
That's, when you, there are, though I'm not a method actor, if I refer to Stanislavskian method of acting or Brechtian method of acting, or Kathakali method, or our Bharat Muni method of acting, anything, any Nati Shastra, anything, but there are two types of acting for an actor. When he can take the character into you, into him, I can take my character into me, or I can get into the character. Certain times you will be limited with your physically you won't be able to take the character, get into the role. So that physically you have to take the character into you, because you have to make physically looking like that character. Like if I play a police cop, I can fit into the role very well because I have moderately well-built physique. But when you're doing a peasant or a labor or a fisherman or an old man or a handicapped man, you have to do so many other kind of formations, metamorphoses you have to undergo. So I mostly prefer the other way of getting into the role. Getting into the role means you have to behave like that character. You have to move, you have to speak, you have to look, you have to walk, even you have to eat and you have to breathe.
So when you're acting in a movie, do you live the character for that duration?
Only between action and cut.
And when the cut is over, you switch back to being yourself.
Otherwise, I lose my life. I don't want to.
They say of Mammootty, he's a great actor, but he clearly doesn't like dancing.
I love, but I can't. That's my problem. Secret. I love dancing. I like it. I'm jealous of people. I envy them, those who dance as well. But I can't dance.
And
I'm not confident. When I do steps, I look both sides because I'm going wrong. I'm not confident.
Is it that you're not confident, or that you don't like to see yourself dancing? In your mind's eye, you can't see it properly.
Because, unless you dance on a stage, I can mentally get prepared that somebody's dancing on the road and singing. I feel it's from the very beginning I thought it was unnatural, so I was not keen on that.
What about something else? Your performances are deeply intense, full of passion and full of depiction. Are you good at comedy?
Still, that timing I'm not getting. But I can do comedy, which is a realistic comedy.
But slapstick you can't.
I cannot. I do comedy. I cannot play a fool. I cannot play an idiot. No, I cannot. I don't know why I'm not liberal to that kind of things. But people like my comedy, which is very serious comedy. Not very serious, not black comedy. When I play a role, if the role demands comical sequences, it happens. But I cannot play comedy when I'm doing serious roles.
Let's talk about some of the challenging roles that you've taken on. One of the most challenging movies you did recently was Ambedkar. You had to dub it in Hindi, you had to dub it in English, and not just simple English, but a 1950s variant of Oxford English as spoken by an Indian.
Yes, that I took nearly 30 days to finish the dubbing. And I was undergoing so much of training to speak my lines. Though during the shoot, I could not speak it properly because my mouth was fully filled with dentures to look fatter. So I was not able to speak it properly. So during the dubbing, I went to an English lady for the accent, and somebody was sitting with me to maintain the English, which I am from south part of India, so my English might influence. So I was trained by a man from
So you virtually had to relearn how to speak the English language. Was that difficult?
No. Recently, I heard that Brad Pitt or Johnny Depp, somebody is learning English, being an Englishman. He's an American. He's learning Wales English with a tutor. So for that time, nothing.
So if he can do it, so
He
can you.
can do it.
You know, many people say that it was one of your greatest performances and you won your 3rd National Award for Ambedkar, and yet I'm told you had to think long and hard before you accepted the film.
Formerly, I was not prepared to believe that I can look like Ambedkar. Still, I don't believe, but they made me look like. Then after I accepted it, it was a real task because one thing I could myself invent was that nobody was alive who was with Ambedkar. So nobody is going to question me that you don't look like. He was not like that.
Mammootty was Ambedkar.
Whatever Mammootty did was Ambedkar. That was I'm trying to redefine and impress. But I still remember some Godbole, who was very close man of Ambedkar, who was alive, still alive, I think. He was in Nagpur when I went to shoot, and he came to me and met me. He was very happy and was sitting with me normally. When I put the makeup for the Diksha scene, the last scene, he was literally crying. He said, "You are him. I see Baba Sahib is standing before me." And nearly 200,000 people came for the shoot, also was standing and clapping, and I cannot still describe the emotion they had. That is what I got.
Those are rare moments for an actor, when people actually who knew the real person fully believe that you are that person again. When that happens, what does it feel like?
I don't know what is it. It's not for me anyway. It is for him.
But it's also a compliment to the extent to which you can become him.
Yeah, maybe. Well, that's very little. All compliment, all devotion, everything was for Ambedkar himself, not for me. It's because I am looking like him, that's all.
So you're determined to say that applause is for Ambedkar, not for Mammootty's acting?
Acting, maybe. Okay, if I act well, people definitely applaud. But that 200,000 people were not expecting Mammootty on the stage. They were seeing Ambedkar again.
This is, I suppose, what you mean when you said earlier, I'm determined to keep my feet on the ground and keep myself humble.
When you say truth, you cannot say that you're humble. It's true. I believe so. I don't take that credit to me.
Mammootty, a pleasure getting to know you. Thank you for this wonderful interview.